Do you remember a while back when you first scried in the Keeper's Tower and you saw Elrat getting that metal arm put on by the guy with the weird goggle things? Right. That's him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew he was the defensive dark arts teacher.
Oh shit.
So he glances up at Daedriel and looks as he's standing there, and he nods his head.
My lord, welcome to the Dullahan.
Greetings. And he opens his hands as if expecting your name.
Oh, I am Daedriel, the current manager of this establishment. I was told of your presence. I did my best to clean up as much as I could, but we're not used to having such august presences as yours here. So hopefully it meets your expectations. I was warned that the place was too dirty for someone such as you.
Fantastic. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Daedriel. And he holds his hand out and flips it over.
Oh. I don't... Is there a ring?
No, he just wants you to kiss it, apparently.
Oh, my lord.
Yeah.
It's like, I did not realize...
And he pulls his back and throws his hand and goes, thank you. And he, strides forward a bit into the room.
Because you do understand the other paradigms actually hate it when we touch them. I'm very sorry. I didn't understand the protocols. And Lalos hates it.
He seems to like being ignoring you. And he points his finger in a couple of different directions, and the two things float off and start floating around the bar and investigating things. And they go, where are the two guards who were supposed to be on duty?
They're upstairs.
They should be investigating the door.
Well, they were, but then they sort of decided that after the first couple of days, there was really nothing else going on.
Mm-hmm. I realize this is awkward for you, having a man of my stature coming down to this level.
Well...
Rest assured I won't be here for long, only long enough to satisfy my curiosity. When Peloche informed me that he had discovered such a magical oddity here in the city, I had to see it for myself.
I'm surprised you had not been aware of it already. I mean, as far as I know, this has been here as long as Henslet has been here, and that was for decades.
I don't get down to Stroomland very much. And I'm afraid I've never heard of this Henslet.
Oh, he was the owner of this bar. He only very recently gave it to me while he went on holiday.
And he brings his other hands up and starts biting his nails. I see. And he bites off a little bit more and spits it off into the corner.
It's grosser than I thought he would be.
So he slides. He kind of slides more than walks because he's bent over, and you can tell.
Does he look human at least?
Yeah, he looks human, but you can tell that from his face and stuff that he's very old.
Okay.
He's older than he seems, and his cloak is worn around him in such a way that it completely covers his body. Oh. So the only thing you really see are his wrinkled old hands.
But they look like normal hands. It's not
with
like he's
liver spots and stuff like that.
It's not like he's half android or something like that.
Not that you can see. So he slides slowly forward, gliding along the floor, and then suddenly cocks his head to one side. And the two other floating things come down and float by his ears. And he turns around towards you and raises his eyebrows a bit. Apparently, this door is not the only magical oddity currently present in the vicinity.
That may well be true. There's a lot of interesting things that are in here. We as you probably have already heard, you confiscated a couple of robotic creatures from a barrel downstairs not too long ago.
Yes. The Dullahan is quickly becoming a place of interest.
Yes.
Perhaps I'll have to have a little adventure myself and spend a night here.
Oh, as I was telling your underlings, spending a night in Dullahan is more than just an adventure. It's an experience.
Don't forget our, Tuesdays?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's right.
Tuesday.
Wednesdays is same-sex couples night. It's very exciting. And we have karaoke on Fridays now.
He doesn't understand.
So sermons on Sunday.
He waves a hand.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Sermons natural. That can actually be real.
Yes,
so he waves a hand.
Legit.
He waves a hand at you
legit.
and goes, fetch the guards for me.
Oh, by all means. I rush up there and I knock on the door.
And Thaddeus opens his door and he goes, yes?
The paradigm is here.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
He just got here.
Jeez. And he goes out of his door and bangs on Janice's door and opens and goes, he's here. And he goes, ah! And they freak out and shut their doors and start freaking out and getting everything ready.
Putting their clothes on.
Yeah. And another 15 minutes later, they come down fully dressed out in guards' robes, obviously in uniform. And they go down the stairs and they form this very upright posture and stuff. And they make their way down the stairs.
I dash right back over to the paradigm and I'm like,
Okay, so as you come down the stairs, you can see that Vergis has already made his way over towards the door and is already like rubbing his hands up along the symbols and stuff. And then as you come down the stairs, as the guards start walking down, you see him lean slowly up, stretching, and like his body, like it's weird because I need to actually trim this. So he's bent double like this, right? But his body doesn't straighten up to look the symbols; it extends a little.
Oh, so
is there like a?
You don't know. You don't hear anything like that. But it like extends up towards the upper symbols, and then you see him go. And he like licks at one of them. And then pulls his way back. And drops his hands down and turns back around towards you. And he sees the guards and goes, "Ah! What are your names?" And they go, "Thaddeus and Janice are reporting for duty." And they like bow heavily. And he goes, "Excellent. What has your investigation revealed thus far?" And they go, well... The door seems to be some sort of containment device for a creature. At least it was at one point or another. And they glance towards you. And they go, the symbols around the door must keep the creature inside. And apparently it's escaped.
I gesture at the post-it note.
And Vergis like turns his head left and right and goes, No, I don't think so. And he looks towards one of the floating things, and he goes, and he gestures a hand, and he goes, "Well, let's simply get a look at what's underneath there." And the thing goes and starts to shrink down and compress itself.
Ooh,
and as it does so, it flattens out into this thin, flat sheet and rolls and slips up towards the door and starts to slip under the door. Just.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Becoming small.
Just slips under the crack in the door and slithers right through it. And Vergis stands there for a moment. And then after maybe like 30 seconds, there's this, he suddenly like leans back a bit and goes, and then like puts his hands up to his head and grasps his head and goes, "Ah!" And
My lord!
And he yells.
My lord,
and the
are you
guards,
okay?
Like, run up to attend him.
And as I'm saying, "My lord, are you okay?" I grasp his forearm with my right hand, and I place my hand on his back to support him, but I'm actually feeling his body to see whether or not he's actually mechanical in those parts that I think should be.
Right. So you put a hand on his body, and it feels very smooth through the cloak, as it does on his back.
Okay.
Yeah. And he like,
it's like, "Are you all right?"
"Oh, chair! Give me a chair!" And the other thing, like the other floating whatever it is he had with him, suddenly just starts to like stretch a bit and then starts to grow spikes that come out of its face on one side. Like it spikes a bit at one side as if it's getting agitated, and he like waves it off.
Losing control.
And it like slips back down and the spikes regress a bit. And one of the guards pulls him over a chair and he sits down in it and crunches down. And he goes...
So the thing is still in there, eh?
And he sits there panting and he goes, "It's been destroyed."
Wait, what?
And he looks up at the door and he goes, "Whatever's in there, whatever's still in there, is of a greater power than I can imagine."
Really? I lean down and I look under the crack again.
You still just see the red light tint.
Does it playfully?
I could have sworn it was gone.
Blink.
There's like a briefest of the red light tint, and then you see like this dribble of sentient metal just go and plot to the floor, harmless and like formless.
Oh.
And so like Vergis sits back in the chair a bit and regresses a bit, and he goes, and he turns towards you and he goes, "I'm sorry, we'll need to conduct a full investigation."
Oh, I can only imagine. As I had mentioned to the last two sets of guards, the headlet just warned us, don't go through the door. It's dangerous in there. And as you might imagine, we have pretty much stayed away from it.
"We may need to shut the bar down for a while we assess the danger of this particular entity."
Oh, it's perfectly fine back there. We've never had any trouble with it.
"This kind of thing being loose in the city can be dangerous. And if I remember correctly, it's already killed one person."
Oh, no. That was our talk. He was this madman that we had. He was stealing from us all the time. He's the one that you need to find.
"That may be what that arrogant-minded Peloche believes. But I know for a fact that whatever killed that elf maiden rests behind the door.
Really? How did it get out?
Whatever destroyed my assistant is filled with a fury and rage that I have never experienced before. An anger so deep, it is at the very core of its being." And he like stands up a bit and hobbles a bit from the chair and weakly shrugs up and he goes, I will need a little time to get my instruments in order.
Oh, by all means. How much time do you need?
About a week and a half.
Oh, that would be perfect. We look forward to
Perfect
your
amount of
return. Will you need rooms here of your own then?
Yes. Don't worry, we'll offer compensation.
Excellent.
The followers are nothing but not fair.
Your
Oh.
generosity comes before you.
And I should let you know, there'll be an announcement tomorrow. And he stops for a moment and goes, what am I doing? And he turns towards his assistant and goes, never mind. And he shrugs his hand and goes, and he scuffles out a bit towards the door and he goes, I thank you, Dadriel. This has been most interesting.
You are very welcome, my lord.
Announcement
You are always
tomorrow.
welcome here.
It is now legal to be Dadriel in the city of Lear.
And he like opens the door and he goes, I haven't been this hungry in a long time.
Oh, well, you are more than welcome to the repast that we have here.
And he slips out to the door and the guards go, Sir, what should we do? Why? And he turns around and he goes, remain and keep an eye on things here. And he nods towards Dadriel and he goes, make sure that nobody slips away. And the guards give you a look and Vergis goes and smiles and slips out and shuts the door behind him. The assistant goes with him.
I turned to the two guards and was like, you guys weren't planning to slip away, were you?
And they give you this like kind of thin look and goes, I think we'll be keeping a closer eye on you from now on.
All right. Well, this is a place of business, and while I understand your master's concern, I do fully intend to reopen the bar. We've had no trouble. He is just being excessively paranoid. We've had no problems at all. And as you might
Except for a
imagine,
murder.
yes, one murder in 40 years.
I mean, come on. At this day and age, one murder in 30 years is pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
real good.
I'm sure if we actually, this is just much ado about nothing. I mean, if you find Artok, everything will be
They
explained.
scoff a bit to each other and they go, well, perhaps you should find Artok then, because the followers aren't going to let this rest until they get some answers.
And they're
they-
not going to find Artok, who is clearly here and present. You would think the followers would go after the most obvious, eyewitness.
They
Instead
shrug.
of, searching a door in a tiny bar by the barbarian lands.
They shrug.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to... I will be super nice to these guys, because I feel like they're just here on orders, and, it's not their fault that they're going to be the
They're
next
nice.
victims of the monster,
They're nice,
because they were assigned it. Oh, I checked to see if either of them are a week and a half away from retirement.
How did you check that?
I ask.
Oh, okay.
Are any of you,
No.
close to retirement?
Neither of them have that death flag.
All right. Good. Because if either of them, I will be extra nice to them for the next week and a half.
Right.
Before they die.
Okay, so 5th day, 6th day, 7th day. The ritual is complete.
No.
Oh, no?
On day 6, I would have practiced enough to perfectly
That's right,
say the
yeah.
rune.
Are you going to do it now?
With,
Oh my god.
with
Those guys
with
never
Dark
leave their
Lord.
room, right? Or
No,
hardly ever?
they mill about the bar now, and they keep an eye on you specifically.
All the time?
Not all the time.
Because my hope is that at some point, familiarity will breed comfort.
Okay.
And basically, because my routine is always the same, I go out, I go shopping,
Yeah.
I sit around all day. I am as boring can be.
You're also talking to a thief here, like
Yeah.
a level 3 thief. What's your title now?
I don't remember, but
what is-
They're vigilant, but yeah, you can there'll be times when they go to sleep.
yeah. So when I find a moment where
don't worry
They're
about it.
they're vigilant.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
I said vigilant.
so at a
Vigilant.
time when it is, because I wanted to make sure that the timing is number one, their ritual isn't done yet,
Uh-huh.
so that they're doing
Okay.
their thing,
Yeah.
and I want to make sure that the guards are either
are
asleep
you
or
doing
not
this
paying
on
attention,
purpose?
and whether this is at dusk, whether it's in the middle of the night or whatever. When I feel comfortable that I have learned the rune, I will go and take a look.
Okay. So yeah, this on the 6th day, you
Yeah.
would have studied enough to just speak the rune.
Yes.
I'm just gonna have you roll to see if you get a natural 1.
Okay, so I go up to the door.
Mm-hmm. So this is during nighttime.
Yeah.
Because that's what the 2 guards. Okay.
Jeez.
Let's see what happens.
There we go. It's a 7.
Okay. So, yes, indeed. So you speak this magical word in front of the door, enunciating the syllables, getting it perfect, practicing it again and again. You finally have memorized it, and you speak it perfectly, and it flows from your lips and hits the door frame. And the symbols around the door glow and glitter a brilliant golden color. And there's a light that kind of suffuses at the bottom of either point of the door and goes up to the top and goes shh. And at the top, in the center, there's a space where two of the runes, there's a space where there's two runes and then a space in the middle.
Yeah.
And suddenly there, another rune suddenly inscribes itself. And
Nice.
it looks just like this.
Ooh, how familiar.
No way!
Oh.
what is it?
One. Nick, it's the same runes from the Codex.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw the Codex.
Yeah, you did.
Maybe.
So it goes shh. It's similar to the rune. So it scratches itself into the door. And at that point there is a on the lock on the door, and it goes and creaks open. And a red mist rolls out of the door and rolls down the hallway. And as you look behind you can see that the hallway is now longer than it was before.
Oh, nice.
And then slowly the hallway starts to twist and rotate around, so that the ceiling's on the floor and the floor is on the ceiling.
Yes.
It's just flipping about. And then inside there's this red mist just pooling out, and as you look within you can see nothing but this red
But it's
fog.
the same.
I
thing.
slip in very quickly and close the door behind me.
Okay.
You want okay. So you move into
Yeah.
past the threshold and shut the door behind you.
Yep.
And as you stare up into this red mist and fog, you want to begin feeling your way through it. Okay. So
Oh, so it's opaque. I can't see.
yeah, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so you begin pushing your way through the fog and stuff, and as you push your way around into the fog, you notice that whatever you're walking on isn't floorboards anymore.
Nice.
It's become some sort of stone floor, like the
okay.
floor of a cave or a cavern somewhere.
I was hoping it was the inside of a being's intestines.
No, that'd be cool though. As you're pushing through the mist and stuff, you notice that slightly around the floor, as you begin to stride forward, there's little pieces of gold that are strewn about on the floor at every couple of points, and the gold looks like it's gathered from a whole bunch of different races and civilizations over a long period of time.
Oh, Henslet.
And
I
so
remember.
as you move through, there's a whole bunch of like gold and different coins, and you start to press through it, and you start to see on either side of you there's a vast amount of treasure, and you start to see a whole variety of items. There's swords, there's rings, there's odd looking statues of a magical quality. It's like you saw the Horde in Dath Shore.
Right.
I told
This
you.
is like 10 times that. That Horde in Death Shore probably was gathered over the course of like maybe 50 years. It looks like Henslet's been going at this thing for 200.
Wow.
Or whatever. So
This is crazy.
so you slowly start to make your way through, pushing your way through the gyms and stuff. And at one point, you eventually just hit this wall of gold that's too tall for you to walk through. And you have to like climb over the gold to progress. The red mist around you all the time. And then eventually you hear this silent whisper, and it goes, "Who crosses the threshold?" And then suddenly manifesting out of the mist is this black shadowy hand and stuff. And it manifests a bit, and then, the hand like uncurls itself, and another hand uncurls itself. And then coming out of the mist is this odd humanoid face, just like that peels out, and it for a brief second it looks like Henslet with like the whole mullet and the mustache
Yeah.
and all that.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then the
that's
face,
right.
And then the face slowly changes to like a completely different man with like sharp pointed features, and then it shifts back to like a man with a fat face.
Oh.
But all the time it's a shadowy face with red eyes in the center, and it looks at you for a moment and then lunges at your throat.
It's like, hold it. I'm here, I'm Henslet's protege.
And it like stops short, and he goes, and it sniffs you for a second, goes, "I cannot harm the owner."
This is true.
And he like backs away a bit,
You might recognize me as the kid who's been peeking under the crack.
and he curls around you, and as this creature is curling around you, notice that there's a mist of tendrils of smoke that like curls around your body as it goes around. "Who are you?"
I am Dadriel. I am Henslet's friend and protege, and I show him the scroll with the note that Henslet wrote.
"I care not about such things. The elf means nothing to me. I hate him with my very core."
Really? What has he done to you? Are you the guardian of this horde?
"You truly know nothing at all."
That is correct. That's why I came in, to discover what it is that this place is and why I have been left in charge of this place.
continue onward.
Oh,
It
okay.
would be interesting to see your reaction.
Well, I am not one who enjoys people being entrapped for no reason. If you are here unfairly and unjustly, even though my master would not have you escape, we may talk.
You would free me? And it stops short for a moment.
It is not out of the question. I have freed others who I felt were unjustly imprisoned.
And it floats down by you and smiles and goes, I would give you anything you desire. In life, I was a very powerful wizard.
Oh,
Perhaps I could assist you.
oh, that, as I said, it is not out of the question. But allow me to proceed and get some more information first.
It like opens its hands and does the no face thing where like the gold coins start to like sprout out of its hands and stuff.
Sure.
Just like, well, treasure, women, wine, whatever you desired.
Well, there's a lot of stuff here already,
How about
so...
immortality? I can grant you this. Yes.
We'll talk. Now that I can visit. After all, you must be lonely after all this time. We'll chat. Over time, I'm sure we will come to an agreement. But for now, let me do some more investigation.
Fantastic. You may call me Azazax.